YouTube, what's going on? BD Wolfgang 1980 here, aka Bezell, the man that seemed the place to be in the QCNC. Well, good Wednesday evening to you all. Hope you're doing well. I most certainly am. And welcome to your WWE NXT January 21st, 2015. That's right, it's already the 21st of 2015 review. Let's get it started here. Show starts off with a recap of the Kevin Owens Sami Zayn feud / betrayal. They also show these Zayn versus Neville, but it also goes full circle to come back to Kevin Owens, as we all know. From there, Regal is announcing a new NXT Evolution event. I'm old school, guys. I want to say pay-per-view, but he says a NXT special event. It'll be live on the WWE Network on February 11th. There, we're going to have a tournament for the #1 contendership, which actually starts tonight. So I guess at February 11th, we're going to have the main event, which will be the end of this tournament. Also, he says tonight we'll have Charlotte versus Sasha Banks. From there, it's time for a match. It is Dedrick versus Sami Zayn. Maybe you guys are familiar with Dedrick. I'm not. I just had the network now for a few months, so I'm still learning some of these guys. The bigger names I do know, like Zayn and Owens and so forth. But here we go. No intro, no smiling. He totally destroys Ty. Oops, excuse me. There we go. Hitting the stupid computer. There we go. He totally destroys Ty. And then from there, he calls out Kevin Owens. Totally beats the boy's butt, throws him out of the ring, gets a microphone, says, Owens, I want you. Let's not waste my time with some other jobber. Get on out here. But instead, he gets William Regal. Regal comes out and says, you can't act this way. You can't come out here and make your own matches. Things are done a certain way around here, and matches are earned a certain way around here. Zayn says, I'm not even worried about wrestling him for the title. The only person I want to see in this ring is Owens. Regal says Owens doesn't deserve a title shot. That's when he countered with the whole I'm not worried about the title match. Zayn says it isn't even about the title. I just want to fight. Regal says on February 11th at the pay-per-view, Owens versus Zayn live. There we go. From there, we get crowd chants of thank you, Regal. He also states that next week there will be a contract signing between Zayn and Owens. And we know how contract signings go in wrestling. It's always fun. Let's see what happens. I mean, really, guys, comment down below. If you like me and you enjoy WWE, you know they have their faults. That's one thing. We're not here to talk about that. But with NXT, you want to talk about smooth rock and roll, just sit back and enjoy a good wrestling show. Hot crowd. It's really hard to beat, guys, but let's keep it going here. From there, it's time for Finn Balor, that's right, versus Curtis Axel. Great non-makeup intro, as usual, from Balor. As soon as the match starts, we get good tie-ups, lock-ups at first, both men. Good, clean work from both men. Axel gets a cheap shot in on Finn's knee, and from there he sells, and then from there, Axel takes control for a while. But Balor does end up coming back. Nice drop kicks. He ends up hitting a seated drop kick, and then the double stomp. What does he call that? The coup de grace for the 1, 2, 3. Baylor is your winner and advances in the tournament. This match was for the #1 contenders tournament. From there, we got a recap of last week's encounter between Sasha and Charlotte. From there, we got a promo from Sasha saying that Charlotte doesn't stand a chance tonight because #1, she's alone this time, and she can't handle, what does Sasha call herself? The boss alone. So here we go. From there, we get another promo from Bull Dempsey this time. He says he can't believe what happened last week. He can't believe he failed, but he will redeem himself, and you will chant, Bull, Bull, Bull. All right. Bold words. I believe that match comes to us next week. Okay, it's time for Sasha versus Charlotte. Right from the get-go, we get a tie-up from the start, showing us some women's wrestling, not sports entertainment. Very good match, so much better than anything you would see in a Divas division on Raw. The match ended abruptly, unfortunately, because I was just starting to get into it after Becky Lynch attacks Charlotte. Then Bayley comes in for the save. That's right, Bayley comes in. But after looking at the title, and you've heard Bezell speak about this once, and I'll say it a million times when it comes to pro wrestling, there's no such thing as friends when it comes to a world title. That is a key of Bezell speaks. For those of you that have been with me from the beginning, that'll be with me to the end. That is something you'll always hear me say here. There's no such thing as friends when it comes to a world title, women's or males. So here we go. After Baylor was looking at that title, she took a shot on Charlotte as well, delivers a belly-to-belly suplex. From there, William Regal comes out. He declares Charlotte versus Bayley versus Sasha versus Becky Lynch, fatal four-way for the NXT women's title. Now, I believe that's going to be at the pay-per-view or special event, whatever we want to call it nowadays. All righty, let's roll right along here. From there, we get a backstage segment. Kevin Owens cuts a promo. He says whatever he has to say to Sami, he'll say it next week in the ring. So he didn't even grant the poor interviewer. And guys, bear in mind, I've had the network kind of off and on. I didn't have it when you had to do the 6-month subscription, but I've had it off and on, and so I'm kind of getting into it the past 2 or 3 months. So some of these interviewers and commentators and guys like that, I just don't know yet. So please feel free, help me out. Comment down below. Tell me who this interviewer was, if he's even worth mentioning. Let me know. But from there, Sami says whatever I have to say, I'll say it to his face next week at the contract signing. All right, it's match time. The Vaudevillians versus Buddy Murphy and Wesley Blake. Murphy and Blake did not mess around from the get-go. They came out here, strong moves, strong attacks, and from the start were taking care of business. They scored a pinfall victory over the Vaudevillians extremely quickly. I mean, I didn't even have time to barely write what I was writing down here. Next thing you know, I hear the bell. I mean, wow. To me, it was almost like, okay, was this a barrier or just trying to show that this Blake and Murphy, they're on the way up? From there, we get a promo. Tyler Breeze says he will win his match tonight. No questions asked. From there, we get another promo after the break. Murphy and Blake say that they're only just getting started, and they will challenge the Lucha Dragons next week. All right. Be careful what you wish for. That should be a good one next week, guys. Let's see what happens. From there, it's time for our main event. It is Tyler Breeze, the Prince of Pretty, versus Hideo Itami. Now, this also does count for that tournament for the #1 contenders match. So here we go. Two young guns going at it right from the start. Good work as we expect. Breeze is working the gimmick, but he's staying strong. But Itami does get a couple of 2 counts in after some strong moves. Give credit to Breeze for hanging in there. Once again, Breeze was really on his game, so I was kind of feeling where this match was going, but I wanted to see what would happen. We do get a supermodel kick from Breeze for a 2 count. Breeze shows he's got a lot of aggression by stomping Itami in the corner, just working kind of the, I don't want to say the tree of woe position, but I just want you to understand that he was in the corner being stomped. From there, your finish comes when Itami hits a seated dropkick in the corner on Breeze after a comeback. Then the big kick for the 1, 2, 3. Itami advances, but Breeze didn't look like a punk. Now, guys, I want you to comment below because the announcers failed to mention what Hideo Itami's move is. If you know the name of it, please comment down below. I always like to be on point and be proper with the names of the finishers. So please, if you know Itami's finisher, comment down below. But he didn't do the go to sleep, which I believe isn't he the one that does that as well? He did a flying kick. So please comment down below if you know the name of that. Help your buddy Bezell out. Breeze did not look like a punk. A very good match, but it was just super short. Hideo Itami's your winner. He advances in the tournament. Now, from there, the show is already in it. So I'm going to give you a breakdown on next week's tournament, okay? From there, Baylor is your winner, round 1. But he will be facing the winner of Adrian Neville versus Tyson Kidd. Now, we already know Itami is your winner in round 1 as well. He'll be facing the winner of Baron Corbin versus or Bull Dempsey. So there you have it, folks. Super simple, super short, super fun. Get off your rear end. Now, if you don't have the network, I understand. That's fine. If you don't have the network, then why haven't you subscribed right here? We're going to give you everything you need to know right here, okay? But if you do have the network, you have no excuse. You can watch it on your own time. It's a good show. If you've been disenchanted by Raw or Raw has kind of turned you off a little bit, don't let that, keep you from watching NXT. NXT is the bomb. I've heard people talking for a long time, and I'm into it now. I've been enjoying it. You can do the same if you have the network. If not, I'm not going to sit here and tell you to get the network for NXT. But, if not, hey, stay tuned to Bezell Speaks. I'll give you what's going on right here. Thanks for joining me. It is Wednesday evening. I'm tired. I'm ready to relax. I'm ready to eat some dinner. gonna chill out for the rest of the evening. I want you two to have a great time yourself. Thanks for watching. Be good to one another. Stay true to yourself. Share, like, subscribe. And you guys be good to one another now. And I'll see you next time. Stay tuned. Should be a new Lucha Underground video up in the morning. Till then, have a good evening. Bezell out. Peace, everybody.